Welcome back, friends. So in the last two videos we talked about the basics of autism, the basic understanding of autism, and then in the second video we talked about the cause of autism. So what is the cause of autism? The cause of autism was the brain to stop the synapse pruning. If by any means if we can restart this process, then we can reverse autism. So in this video, what we are going to talk is about the types of autism. Now autism can be of various types depending on various causes. Like if we try to see the origin of autism, then autism can be divided into two types, that is the primary autism and the secondary autism. If we try to understand autism from its severity point of view, then we can divide the autism into three types, that is a mild autism, moderate autism and severe autism. If we try to understand autism along with its associated symptoms, then autism can be divided into autism with brain damage, autism without brain damage, autism with mental retardation and autism with mutism, that means deafness. And if we try to understand autism with speech, then we have autism with speech, that means autism with verbal, and autism without speech means autism with non-verbal. So these are the various types we can categorize autism into. In this video we are going to talk on autism from its origin point of view, that is the primary autism and the secondary autism. What does that mean? That autism, if we understand, if we try to trace that since when this autism was detected in a child, then we can divide the autism into two categories, that is the primary autism and secondary autism. Primary autism means autism which was there in the child right since the child was born. So that is called as a primary autism or also an early onset autism. In secondary autism, what we have is that the child was developing normally. The child was born normal and the child was developing normally. He achieved his milestones normally. But something happened at the age of 15 months, something happened at the age of 18 months, that the child now started regressing and he started showing symptoms of autism. These parents usually describe that their child was talking, their child was speaking some sentences like mama, papa, but something happened and the child started regressing. This is called as the secondary autism. Now, how do we identify in a child whether the child is having primary autism or secondary autism? To understand that, what we ask the parents to share with us the videos of the child's early age or the child's first birthday which was celebrated. We ask them to share the videos and photographs of the child when he was 1 year old and his birthday was celebrated. In that video, what we try to do is we see whether the child was making an eye contact with the guest. When the guests were giving some gifts to the child, when the guests were giving some chocolates to the child, was the child happy in receiving this chocolate? Was the child acknowledging, yes, I am getting this gift? Was the child responding back to the guest? Was the child happy in the environment? If these are the symptoms which we see in the videos and the photographs, then we come to the conclusion that yes, the child was normal. There were no symptoms of autism in this child, and something happened after that and this child started regressing. This is a classic example of a secondary autism. Now friend, why this is important to know whether the child is having a primary autism or a secondary autism? Friends, this is very important and very vital when you try to reverse the autism. Because if we can find out the cause of autism and then if we can address the cause, the effects will always be removed. So in case of primary autism, we tried out to find out what was the cause of autism. So in such cases, what we do is we try to focus more on the mother's history during pregnancy. During pregnancy, What was the mother's state? What was the stress which the mother was going on during the pregnancy? Was there any medication which were being taken by the mother? Was the mother being exposed to some environmental radiations or some environmental toxins? And if we can identify those causes and if we can address those causes, then the primary autism can also be reversed. Similarly, in secondary autism, again we try to find out what was the cause. So if the parent says that my child was quite normal till 18 months of age, and then after that he suddenly stopped talking, he suddenly stopped speaking, he started showing signs of regression, he started showing repetitive movements, then we try to find out what happened at 18 months of age. Was the child being given some chemicals? Was the child being given some medications? Was the child being put on some antibiotics? Was the child exposed to some radiation? Or was there any emotional cause in the child which triggered the brain to stop the synapse pruning and the child to start developing into symptoms of autism? So if we know what is a type of autism, we know where to focus our attention to find out the cause of autism. And if we can find out the cause, then the effect can very easily be removed. So that is why it is very important to understand which type of autism it is. Also, the type also help us to understand, and we can help the parents or explain the parent the prognosis of the child with autism. How far we can reverse his autism. Mind you, autism is reversible, but not in all cases. In our experiences, we have seen that 57% of our children who have come to us with autism, we have been able to successfully reverse the symptoms of autism. So if we understand the child and if we understand the autism and if we can categorize the autism based on its severity, like the mild autism, moderate autism or a severe autism, we can explain the parents and we can tell them what is the prognosis. So a child with severe autism, 100% reversal is not seen. Not all cases with severe autism reverse 100%. But if the child is having a mild autism, then with homeopathic medication and with the help of occupational therapist, we can help this child to reverse. We can help this child to normalize. This child can be taken into mainstream and we can help this child. So this way, if we try to understand the various types of autism, it helps us to find out the cause and it also helps us to explain the prognosis, the improvement level, how much we can help the child. Will be able to tell the parents exactly. So friend, this was in short about the types of autism. In our next videos, we are going to talk more depth about autism, each and every symptoms in detail, and we are going to try to understand the child and then help the parents of such children. Thank you friends for watching this video. If you have any doubts, if you have any comments, please write in the comment box. Our team of doctors will be happy to answer all your comments. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give a thumbs up. Thank you very much.